Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. Welcome to the mothership. We are live. Sorry about the delay. We're late, but better late than never, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Planet Experience, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the mothership. It's Thursday, and that could mean only one thing. If it's hot outside, it's hot in here on the planet, and it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the wrestling experience.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, the Wrestling Experience, with your host Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, the Wrestling Experience. Now with your host Earl Cole.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight we're going to bring you the wrestling experience like no other, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. We're also going to be giving you a preview of the Summer Slam 2023. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to have wrestling news here for you tonight. So we got all of that in the cook pot, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I did wrangle a guest, ladies and gentlemen, but my guest will not be here right now. She's having supper. So I hope she has a good supper, and she will be joining us very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get to all of that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone had a good Thursday. And of course, I hope you were safe and cool in this heat. I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, this heat has really got a grip on the New York City area and the Northeast. So if you're out and about, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you drink plenty of water, get indoors, get an air conditioning or a fan or whatever you got in your house or your home, and you be safe out there. Please take care of yourself and your health. It's very important. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, we're going to discuss AEW Dynamite, and the show was fantastic. I had no issues with what was being produced. Um, there was a tease, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about that for a second. There was a tease. There was a tease. Adam Cole and MJF this Saturday night on Collision. As you know, they will go after FTR for the AEW Tag Team titles. That's your main event for Collision in Hartford, Connecticut, when AEW makes their debut in Hartford at the XL Center in downtown Hartford, Connecticut. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this. You know there's going to be an explosion here. MJF is not to be trusted. Even Roderick Strong tried to reason with Adam Cole last night, and his efforts was thwarted. Adam Cole does not want to listen to anything. He called MJF his friend, his best friend, and he kept going on with the best friend. And Adam Cole should know this. MJF has no friends. The man is as backstabbing as a snake. We all know. We all know. We're not dumb here. We all know that Adam Cole and MJF is not winning those tag team titles come this Saturday at Collision. We know that. We smell it a mile away. The split will happen, and we will get a powder keg. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get a powder keg. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll say this. It is going to be something to behold because MJF said last night on Dynamite that he would give Adam Cole a shot at his title. But does MJF really mean that? I don't think so. I think it's just a ploy tactic. It's to just get Adam Cole in that lull sense of security, and then the boom is gonna have the shoe is gonna drop on Adam Cole. So I'm not gonna be surprised at anything that happens in this tag match. I think wholeheartedly we're gonna get a turn. I'm not sure whether he's going to beat the stew out of Adam Cole during the match or after the match. But I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll say this again. We're going to be doing Collision this Saturday night in Hartford. And we're going to have the telecast at 7:50, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this again. Adam Cole and MJF is not winning the title, and that's it. It is it predictable what's going to happen? No, I don't think it's predictable at all. It's just something that we all know that it's going to happen. Um, but in any event, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Orange Cassidy, and we're going to talk about that. Orange Cassidy took on AR Fox, and boy, what happened? What is going on with the? We're gonna discuss all of that here tonight on the Wrestling Experience with my guest. Um, also, ladies and gentlemen, um, ladies and gentlemen, just want to let you know that today was the pre-sale for AEW's Grand Slam, and it looks like the tickets really went very well. It looks like the tickets look like they are sold out. It looks like the seats were gobbled up very quickly for Grand Slam number 3. So I have been to the 2 Grand Slams, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been to AEW Grand Slam, I think you're going to be in for a treat. The show is fantastic. 20,000 people. Now, they didn't get that last time, but the first time they did, they sold out that arena, 20,000 jammed the first Grand Slam, and Kenny Omega opened the show. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I was glad that I witnessed that history, and I was glad that AEW was in the house for that, because I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, when you have 20,000 people chanting, "This is wrestling," I mean, that was a moment. That was one moment that you will never ever forget. I mean, they didn't even lock up, and the crowd was just so jacked for that Dynamite episode that it was absolutely fantastic. The crowd was great. Now, last year's Grand Slam, I enjoyed that too. I thought that was pretty good. Soraya debuted on that show, and I had no issues with Grand Slam. It's a long evening. I'll tell you this much right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is a long evening of wrestling. So if you have the day off the next day from work, and you want to sit there and enjoy 2 hours of Dynamite, then 2 hours of Rampage being taped, I mean, go for it. It's historic. It is something that you've never seen before. AEW is taking over that tennis stadium, Arthur Ashe Stadium, with the roof closed, and the place is going to be jacked. It's going to be historic, no doubt about it. And it will happen on Wednesday, September the 20th. And if you want tickets, they go on sale tomorrow. The pre sale, I believe, is done for the day. But if you want tickets for Grand Slam, it's the only date. Now, listen to me carefully, folks. This is the only date AEW will be in the New York tri-state area. It's the only date that they have on the calendar. And once Grand Slam is done, they will be going all over the Eastern Seaboard and maybe out in the West Coast too. And doing Dynamite and Collision and everything else in between. So if you want to see AEW Dynamite here in the tri-state area, it's the only date that they have on the calendar. So go out and go watch it. I think you'll be entertained. I think it's a good thing. Like I said, I've attended both the first one and the second one. I will not be attending the third one because I work, of course. I got to get up the next day. But um, go out and enjoy it. Go out and do it. It's something off your bucket list. Go out and go watch Dynamite Grand Slam. You'll have a good time. You'll have a good time. Bring out a friend, bring your girlfriend, bring your mom, whoever you want to bring. Bring yourself. Just have a good time. Just enjoy yourself and be a part of some action. Now, they says that this year that this Grand Slam will be the biggest one ever. And I'm not sure what Tony Khan is cooking up, but I'm quite sure, ladies and gentlemen, the fans in Queens, New York, are going to have something to behold. And I can't wait for it. So I'll be watching on TBS. Of course, I'll be watching. And we will all be watching when AEW's only time to come to the New York tri-state area will be on Wednesday, September the 20th. As I said before, tickets go on sale tomorrow morning. Ticketmaster.com, all Ticketmaster, and be a part of Grand Slam. So that's about Grand Slam. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about 4 weeks away. 4 weeks away from AEW's All In. And All In, ladies and gentlemen, will happen on Sunday, August the 27th, from what I'm going to consider a milestone, because this is going to be massive. A massive audience has already been assembled for this pay-per-view outing from the AEW. And I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, All In is going to be historic because Wembley Stadium in London will host All In. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, ever since the pre-sale tickets went on sale, these tickets flew out the door. And Tony Khan has done it. Tony Khan has done it with tickets. Every seat has been sold. Every everything is set for Tony Khan and AEW faithful to come into London on Sunday, August the 27th. And I'll tell you something, folks. It's going to be historic. Again, I use the word historic because that's exactly what All In is going to be. Historic. This is the first time that AEW will be in the house in London, and they're going to be in front of I'm going to say at least 89 to 90,000 people. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be historic. It is going to be a sight to behold. I mean, can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? Can you imagine? Listen to me carefully. Can you imagine being a ring announcer, or even a floor director, and you're walking out and you see 98,000 people or 78,000, whatever the number is, and you look at the sea of humanity in that arena. Now, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, SummerSlam was in Wembley Stadium, and that happened a very long time ago. And the Intercontinental title closed the show, and that was a massive audience. But I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, this will be historic. Tony Khan will be making revenue off of this ticket sales, T-shirt sales, concession stands, everything else in between, ladies and gentlemen. And the matches have not even been announced yet. and the seats went like hotcakes, ladies and gentlemen. It was historic. Over 60,000 seats went on the first day of pre-sale, and it snowballed after that. Tony Khan knows how to build it. I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. You ever heard of the saying, if you build it, they'll come? Well, Tony Khan has done it. He's done it here, ladies and gentlemen. He's done it. He is done it. He done it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that 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 is about All In. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have All Out in Chicago, back in the USA, on Sunday, the 3rd of September. The 3rd of September, All Out in Chicago. So you're going to get All In on August the 27th, and then just a shade, just a shade of less than a week, then you're going to get All Out. So you're going to get in and out. See how I did that? You're going to get in and out, mm, September 3rd and August the 27th. So it's going to be great, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun night of wrestling for AEW. And I'm so proud of Tony Khan. He's really, and truly hit a home run with this All Out, with this All In. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's gonna be great. I mean, if you are a wrestling fan, if you want to see history, order the pay-per-view. Order it. I'm quite sure it'll be in movie theaters. That's another experience you can do. Um, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be a great night of wrestling, and I love nights like this. I just absolutely love it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, um, we are waiting for my guest to pop in here, and she should be popping in momentarily, or maybe not. Maybe she had something to do. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to talk about this. Let's talk about AR Fox for a second. AR Fox took on Orange Cassidy last night, and I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, the match was great. The match was solid. The match was great. But what happened afterwards, ladies and gentlemen? Well, at first I was a little confused. At first I called my my co-host Tyler says, "Oh, it's a heel turn." But then I jumped in and said, "Well, I don't think it's a heel turn because if it was a heel turn, he would have tagged Darby Allin." Wait, wait. My words came back. My words did come back, ladies and gentlemen. So um he wins the match, he beats down Orange Cassidy, and then all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, all of a sudden John Moxley comes in and he beats the stew out of Orange Cassidy. Now I think that this is going to lead to a title match at All In. I think that that's going to come down the pike very soon. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Orange Cassidy, Orange Cassidy retains his title. He retains the title, and then all of a sudden, he gets the stew beat out of him by John Moxley. But this is not the end of the story, because later on in the night, we had Swerve Strickland taking on Darby Allin. The match was great. The match was fine. The match was what it was. But then all of a sudden, AR Fox attacks Darby Allin, interferes in the match, and turns full blown heel, and he joins the embassy. So this was a twist that I did not see. I mean, because I said to like I said, I'll say it again. Like I said to my co-host Tyler, I said, well, if it was a heel turn, He would have attacked Darby. Boy, did those words ring true, ladies and gentlemen? Did those words ring true? He cost Darby Allin the match. He beats the stew out of Darby Allin. It's unfathomable. It's unfathomable uh, how the tables have turned. Hi, Earl. I hope you had a good day. Keep rolling was crazy. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Daniel Berry the Sports. Yo, what's going on with you? How you doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well and you are safe in this brutal heat that we're going through. Um, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you all something in the chat. Maybe you all can um, help me here. Um, what do you think of? What do you think so far of the women's division in AEW? Do you like some of the matches that you're seeing? Do you like do you what kind of competition would you like to see? I always like to play fantasy booking. You know, Nyla Rose. Oh, let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that for a second. Here's something that was a little controversial, and I want to talk about that for a second. Um, I want you all to understand something here. Tony Khan last night did something that I thought I would never thought he would have done on his telecast, and here's what happened. Apparently, Nyla Rose is taking on Okada Ishida on Rampage. Okay. She cuts a promo on the show. She cuts a promo on the show, but then they had Nyla Rose speak Japanese. Now, let me ask you all something here. Did you think that was a little racist of Nyla Rose to talk Japanese? Did you think it was racist? That's the $1 million question. Ron Duffney, how are you? Ron Duffney, how are you? Did you think that was racist? Did you think what she said on the telecast was racist? I thought it was very. I thought it was in very. Yeah, I agree with that, Sarah. I think it was in very poor taste. I think it was in very poor taste that she spoke Japanese. I don't think that was the right time or the place to do that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, she did. She spoke Japanese. And I'm very shocked that Tony Khan would allow that verbiage and that kind of controversy on his telecast. I was scratching my head at first because um, I didn't catch it. I was watching Dynamite and I was watching the promo and I didn't catch that part, but my co-pilot, my co-host Tyler, he caught it. He called it out brilliantly, like he always does. He called it out, and he said, "Oh," I said, "Okada Ishida's talking racist," and I was taken back at it at first. I was shocked at that, and I said, really? I said, what did she say? And he was like, well, she's speaking Japanese. And I said, no, she can't be doing. And then in my head, I'm saying to myself, no, she can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. That Tony Khan, like, why would you sanction that? Like, why would you allow Nyla Rose um to talk like that? I was taken. I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I was taken back by it. I was taken back by it, and I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody else, but I was taken aback, and I was very surprised that Tony Khan would have done that. But um, we live in a world, ladies and gentlemen, where if you say something that's controversial, and if it hurts a specific demographic or a different race or anything like that, it can be damaging. It can be I mean, it can be damaging because I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. We live in a world where people hang on to every single word you say. They do. And once you start talking, okay, once you start talking something off color or off kilt, and it it is very in poor taste, you will be called out on it. Your fingers will be pointing. So I don't know, folks. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but to me, that was in very poor taste of Tony Khan to do that. I think it was in very poor taste. I think that Tony Khan should learn that not everything should belong on television. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. Um, my guest will probably my guest Sherry will probably be here by 8:30. Um, that's who's coming on my show later. I did invite Sherry to come on the show. Cherry and I have been cyber buds for a very long time, and every time I ask Sherry to come on the show, she always brings it with her wit and her charm and everything else. So, cross. I hope Sherry will be coming in here very soon and joining me here on the Wrestling Experience. Because every time we come together, listen, we always have a good time. It's always a good time when Sherry's here. Um, so yeah. So anyway, getting back to the Nyla Rose thing. Um, Nyla Rose, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't even have even. You should have went to Tony Khan and said, "You know what, Tony? I can't do this. I don't think I can do this. It's not good. And leave it alone at that. Leave it alone at that. That's what I would have done." But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, anyway, um, we're so that was the Nyla Rose controversy. Um, so like I said before, Dynamite was great last night. Next week they're in Tampa, and I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about this for a second. I cannot believe, I cannot believe, ladies and gentlemen, that Dynamite is turning two has a 200 episode. Who would have thought that Dynamite gets up to 200 episodes. Do you guys remember the inaugural broadcast of that show? And how many people were so against it? Even today, ladies and gentlemen, people are against AEW. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But this tribalism thing has to come to an end here. Because AEW is here to stay. They're not going anywhere. Yes, they have their share of flubber dubs. Yes, they have their share of flubber dubs. And do we call them out on it? Absolutely. There are times where the booking, sometimes they make these bookings that are, you know, they just don't seem to make sense. Because I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, when you make a match or you make a segment, it has to make sense. It has to make sense. The lot, I mean, logically, it needs to make sense. So, um, the gravity that didn't forgot, Pack and Gravity, good match. Love me some Gravity. Way he was walking was like he was walking on the moon or something. The heel turn. I mean, I mean, there was some interesting things last night. I mean, the heel turn, Gravity, Jericho, and Don Callis. And let me just say something here with Jericho and Don Callis. I want to know what the end game here is. Now, I think that Jericho joining the Don Callis family angered everyone in the Jericho Appreciation Society. I don't know why Chris Jericho decided to go with Don Callis, knowing that he has his own faction. So what do you do with this faction then? What do you do with it? Like, I mean, to be quite honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you do with this faction. Do you have the Jericho Appreciation Society turn babyface and then take on the Don Callis family and Chris Jericho? Would you do that kind of booking? What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think? What do you think is the best way to deal with this feud? What is the best way? That's what I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. So, anyway, anyway, um, let's talk about the Blackpool Combat Club for a second. And what a showing that they had. I just like the idea of J turning baby. I like that. I like the idea. Yeah, sir. I mean, I would have them. What I would do here in this instance, Sarah, is I would have them turn babyface. I would have them turn babyface, and then go after the Don Callis family with Jericho. I would like to see that. That is something I would like to see, and I would give a rubber stamp on it. I would. I would give a stamp of approval on that. And then talking being such a dummy for call returning count. Yeah. Yeah, and then Jericho being such a dummy, right, for turning to Callis. Yeah. So I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I agree with Sarah's comment. Um, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, and Don Callis is not to be trusted. He is a snake. The man is a snake. Now I don't know who's the biggest snake, Don Callis or MJF. Both of them are snakes. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, when you mess with a snake, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get bit. You don't like don't trust a rattlesnake, like Stone Cold Steve Austin says. Well, you don't want to trust Don Callis, and you certainly don't want to trust MJF. You'll be making a monumental mistake. I would probably do that too. Callis family versus sounds like a winner to me. They could book some really great matches between those two. Yeah, I think so too, Sarah, and I agree with your comment. I think that they could possibly have these two factions go against each other. Have the Jericho Appreciation Society turn babyface, and then have them go against the Don Callis family. I wouldn't have no issues with that whatsoever. DTC, don't trust yeah, don't trust Don Callis. Yeah, don't trust Don Callis. Don't trust MJ. Don't trust anybody that's in sheep's clothing. Because I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this much for that. They're not to be trusted. None of them need to be trusted. And I don't know if this is a trick or what have you, but it looks like Jericho and Don Callis are solid at the hip. Or is M- or is Jericho conflicted? I'm very curious to see how this whole thing develops. How this whole thing gets cooked up in this cook pot. I'm going to keep my eyeballs on it because I want to know exactly what's going to happen here. And are we going to get what we deserve? What I mean, what we deserve is a meaningful storyline. So that was it about that. That was about Don Callis. So um Jericho, like I said before, Jericho seemed to be conflicted. But I'll tell you this much. When they came into the room, Jericho Appreciation Society says, you know what? We're not gonna have your back anymore because you don't have ours and you don't respect us. That's a very bold statement. That is a very bold statement. So again, like I said before, I'll say it again. This is a powder keg, ladies and gentlemen. Something's gonna pop off here. It's true though. Jericho treats them like God. Yes, Yes, he does, Sarah. He does. He treats them like crap. The Jericho Appreciation Society had enough of Mr. Jericho's shenanigans last night. There's that word again, ladies and gentlemen. So, I don't know what's going to happen here. Excuse me. I don't know what's going to happen here, ladies and gentlemen. But what I do know is that it is worth watching. It is worth every penny to watch. So, um, well, I think my guest Cherry is not coming on tonight. I'm sorry, folks. I think she had some other obligations to do, and we're just gonna continue with the show. We're just gonna keep going forward. Maybe in the near future, I can book her, and you know, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, um, Britt Baker. Oh, hold on one second, folks. You know, on my show, you gotta do it. When you speak of Dr. Britt Baker, it is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. It's okay. Oh, we still rocking with you. Thank you very much, sir. I greatly appreciate it. Um. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Britt Baker took on Taya Valkyrie. The match was okay. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. Why is everyone now there? Now again, like I said, there's some of you out there, not everybody. Why are you so hating on Taya Valkyrie? Why do you keep saying this woman can't wrestle? The woman can wrestle. The woman can wrestle, ladies and gentlemen. And no, she's not being booked by Charlotte. She's not being booked like Charlotte. No. Oh my gosh. Did you hear about the awful thing he was saying about? Yeah, I mean, Sarah, let me tell you something. Ty Valkyrie can wrestle. All right? She can wrestle. I don't know what awful thing you all have said about Ty Valkyrie, but I think you all need to stop. I think you all need to just cut that crap out. Taya Valkyrie can wrestle. The woman held her own last night. Did you all ever see her in NXT, her brief stay in NXT and on other wrestling promotions? Go Google her. Google her. And you'll see that this woman can wrestle. I don't want to hear anybody come to me and tell me, oh, this woman can't wrestle. Yes, she can wrestle. She can wrestle, she can sell. I mean, you all are just so downright mean and wicked. Really. You wrestling fans are something else. They were making fun of the way she looks, calling her fat and saying, "Oh, that's disgusting." You know, you all are immature and you need to grow up. You wrestling fans are gross. Some of you are just absolutely gross. Some of you is just I don't know what to say about some wrestling fans. I really don't. You guys are so terrible, fat shaming someone or putting down someone's looks or making fun of their sexuality and why is that in infiltrating wrestling? Who cares what she looked like? Who cares? As long as the woman is in the ring and she's doing her job. And miserable. Yes. I think Taya Valkyrie is wonderful. She has talent in her pinky finger that most people do in the whole. Yes, absolutely, Sarah, and I agree with that assessment. Taya Valkyrie could wrestle, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to hear any more about that. And I think you all should be ashamed of yourself. Who cares what she looks like? Who cares? That is irrelevant. The most important thing that you really all should be focusing on is how well her in-ring performance is. And is she lazy in the match? That is one thing you need to focus on. Not her weight, not the way she looked, not her color, not her sexual orientation. None of that matters. None of it matters. All that matters is that if she can wrestle in the ring, she's entertaining, and her opponent is not carrying her 98% because she can't wrestle. That's baloney. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any more about Taya Valkyrie. The match was fine. The match was okay. Britt Baker wins the match. Fine. Great. 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 Great chemistry in the ring. Great nuance in the ring. Loved every minute of it. I relished in it. It was fabulous. Good stuff. Good stuff from Taya Valkyrie. Um. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we talked about Darby Allen. The promo. Okay, the Combat Club. The Combat Club took on John Mox and Claudio Castagnoli took on the Lucha Bros and Best Friends and Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. The match that was the main event, ladies. The match was fine. Match was fine. I love me some uh, Penta, and of course Ray Phoenix. If you're not a fan of Penta and Ray Phoenix, you you really, I don't mean to be mean here, folks, but you really cannot be wrestling fans. You really can't. Because these are some great luchadors. They'll get in that ring and they'll do their damn thing in the ring to perform in front of you and to give you entertainment by your bottom dollar. And that is something that we need to focus on here, not anything else. Like I said, great chemistry, great stuff in the ring. Everybody played their part well in the match. Great stuff. Loved it. Loved it, ladies and gentlemen. As I said before, ladies and gentlemen, AEW Dynamite, that was AEW Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. And it was great. It was great. I loved it. It was great. It was fantastic. Loved everything about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here in the Hardcore Sports Network, Wrestling and Sports Connection, and of course the Hardcore Sports Network, and of course on my channel. So subscribe to all the channels that I just mentioned, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Turn on that notifications bell so that you know when we come live. It's always going to have a good time here on YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm celebrating my 11th year here on YouTube. So, with all of that being said, excuse me, let's continue. Those two gentlemen are amazing. They pulled their body. Yes, Sarah, and I agree with your assessment about Penta and, of course, by Ray Phoenix. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. They do some amazing, especially Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix, you think Darby Allin is something. Ray Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen, he will do things. And when I mean things, ladies and gentlemen, I mean things to entertain you. And that is true. That is true. Ray Phoenix and Penta are good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW Dynamite. That was AEW Dynamite. Good show, great chemistry, great action in the ring. Now, on an entertainment level, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give first. I'm going to congratulations, Ron, and that's a great milestone. A happy anniversary. Thank you very much, Sarah. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know right now, I'm celebrating 2 years here on the Wrestling Experience. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 years this show has evolved, ladies and gentlemen, and I love it. Great stuff, great chemistry, great guests that I've had over the years. And ladies and gentlemen, this lovely lady, Sarah Hapka, will debut on the Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen. She's coming on the Experience. We're going to have fun with Sarah on August the 3rd. And we're going to have fun, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have fun on that night. So get ready. Tyler, myself, and Sarah will all come together on Thursday, August the 3rd. And we're going to have fun that night. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the entertainment level, if you will. um, okay, Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland. I like the match. Beam me up on the mothership. Yes, Sarah, you will be beamed on the mothership, ladies and gentlemen. You will be beamed on the mothership on Thursday, August the 3rd, and we're gonna have fun, Sarah. Trust and believe me. Um, so, ladies and gentlemen, Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland. On an entertainment level, I'm going to give this match a 7.5. I thought that the match was great. I thought that they played the part well. I like the AR Fox heel turn. I thought the heel turn was great. The match was great. Match was fun for me. So a 7.5 on the entertainment level, and I think that's good. That's good stuff. Pac took on Gravity. This was another good match. This was another good thing by AEW to book this match. I like the way he walked. He was entertainment. He walked like he was walking on the moon. He just did that for the kids. He was entertaining the kids. You know, that's what that was all about. And the match was great. The match was okay for me. It was fun for me. I'm going to go down the dial here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go down the dial in the entertainment level. I'm going to give this match a 5.1. 5.5. I'm going to give it a 5.1, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you this much. It was great for what it was. The kids enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Gravity that never forgot. And Pac and Gravity did their thing in the ring. Great stuff. Um, Orange Cassidy took on AR Fox. This was great stuff. Great stuff. Love the boiling point. Love the little bubble in the pot, the cook pot of the heel turn that was simmering on the stove. We wouldn't know if that was going to be a heel turn or not, but Fox showed his true colors when he cost Darby Allin the match. So, on an entertainment level, this is a 9. I'm going to give this match a 9. It was very entertaining, great stuff. Orange Cassidy again entertaining the masses. Sorry, Mitch, I had to say it. Um, so anyway, Orange Cassidy and AR Fox, I gave that a 9. Um, Britt Baker took on Ty Valkyrie. Great match, great stuff, great chemistry in the ring. These ladies really and truly brought it. Britt Baker goes over in the match. I'm going to give this match on an entertainment level, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give this match. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I'm going to give it a 6.5 in the entertainment level. I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought it was great. Um, and then the main event. The main event, ladies and gentlemen, was Willie Wild and all over the place. I loved the main event. I thought the main event was great. I like the chemistry in the ring. I like what they have done in the ring. So, based upon when I said the AEW main event, I'm going to give that a 9 as well. I'm going to give that a 9. I liked it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was AEW Dynamite. That was Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, and we had fun talking about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give you a Summer Slam preview, shall we? All right. Um, Summer Slam, ladies and gentlemen, is going to take place on Saturday night, August the 5th, from the Motor City in Detroit, Michigan, at Ford Field. Um, I'll say this much, ladies and gentlemen. The build for this SummerSlam, I would think, would be non-existent. Some of the matches on here, ladies and gentlemen, are a bit queasy for my taste. Um, I'm not a fan of these matches, some of these matches at all. I'm not a fan of them. Some of these matches you're going to see at SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen, are return matches. So if you're not a fan of return matches, ladies and gentlemen, um, SummerSlam may not be for you. But anyway, I digress. All right. So let's talk about this first match. And let's get a preview of it. For the undisputed WWE Universal title, it is Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso Tribal Combat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in Samoan rules, in this tribal combat, what they're calling it, everybody is banned from ringside. Everybody, we including including Jimmy Uso, including Sokoa, including Heyman. Everybody is barred from this match. Everybody. But we all know, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE doesn't respect Samoan Dynasty or any other culture for that matter, and they are going to put shenanigans in this match. It is a given. It is a given, ladies and gentlemen, that they are going to put shenanigans in this match. Roman Reigns, ladies and gentlemen, even though he was pinned by Jey Uso on the last pay-per-view offering from the WWE Money in the Bank, we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that you have to be really blind. The thing that gives hope with SummerSlam is the build for the moment. Is what the build for most people. The pay-per-view this year has been terrible, but the pay-per-view itself is pretty good. I'm hoping that that's the case here. Well, Sarah, let's hope so, because the build for this pay-per-view has been lackluster. It's just whack booking. It's just lazy booking with some of these matches. But I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this much. What looks like horror show on paper may turn out to be some solid stuff. You just never know with the WWE. You never know what wind in the which way the wind blows with the WWE with their booking and their pay-per-view offerings. So I'm curious to see what this SummerSlam produces. But anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. Um, the Universal title, and we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that WWE doesn't respect the cultures of their wrestlers. And I'll tell you this much. This match, ladies and gentlemen, Jey Uso is not winning the title. So don't even look for it. Don't even look for it. This is a bridge, ladies and gentlemen. It's another bridge to get to Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns number 2. And I think that that's the road that WWE is going to be traveling on. They want us to, every fan wants to see Cody Rhodes get his revenge on Roman and get his rematch with Roman at WrestleMania 40. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Because I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. We all know, we all know, Paul Heyman isn't family member, so he could still be there. Right. I have a sneaky suspicion that Heyman is going to do so. Of course he is, Sarah. Of course he is. Like I said before, I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen, this match is predictable. It's predictable. And I'll tell you why it's predictable. Because we all know, ladies and gentlemen, no one is going to get barred from this match. Nobody. We all know that Vince McMahon, when he writes for Roman Reigns or he books for Roman Reigns matches, he's got to have shenanigans. He's got to have shenanigans. The man sleeps, eats, breathes, and relishes in shenanigans. And if you don't think that that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, then you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself because we all know, ladies and we're not dumb here. We all know that Vince will protect Roman. Even though he doesn't like Cody Rhodes, he will protect Roman until WrestleMania 40 because he knows that that's main event of WrestleMania 40 is Vince McMahon's cash cow. And he wants to keep that cash cow as safe as possible. And what better way to have a safe cash cow than to have shenanigans in this match and ensure Roman retains the title. And that's exactly what's going to happen here, folks. Roman is going to retain. He's going to get his revenge on Jey, and he's going to defeat him, but not cleanly. He's going to do it with the booking of shenanigans, like all of Roman's matches, every last one of them. You know, you sit up there and everybody is riding on Roman's coattails. No, he's not the greatest champion of all time, ladies and gentlemen. No, no. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but he is not the greatest champion I've ever seen on paper. He don't win his matches clean. He don't win his matches clean. How are you going to sit there? Listen to me carefully. How are you going to sit there and say that Roman Reigns is the greatest champion you have ever seen on the planet? How are you going to say that? The man can't win his matches clean. He's got to have shenanigans in it. He and Vince sit down together over tea, coffee, pancakes, whatever it is. And they both come up with this cook up of shenanigans. And that's the way he retains his matches. That's the main reason why I can't stand Reigns and the bloodline stuff. There's always nonsense involved when he wins. Yes, Sarah, that's why I can't get invested in this bloodline storyline. That's why I can't get up and invest and can't get invested in it because you keep doing these shenanigans. And it's getting tiresome already. Every single Roman Reigns match, every single time, every single stream I have done, this man wins his matches with shenanigans. Why is that? Why is that? Why can't you win a match clean? What's wrong with a clean finish? It's just lazy booking. It's whack, lazy booking. And it's so predictable. It's not even funny. It's so predictable. I mean, even Stevie Wonder could see that a mile away. I mean, come on now. I've had enough of this nonsense. Always someone gets involved in it. They bring out the Elsie the cow. Here comes Elsie the cow, and here comes Elsie herself. She brings the stuff out of the barn. Here it comes. Everybody play posty doing it. Ref don't see jack shit. He don't see nothing. Here comes the referee. There the audience counts to 2,400. Nobody's counting because the referee got knocked out, and everything else is all happening in the match. I mean, that's ridiculous. And it demeans Roman as a wrestler. A champion and the champ. Yes. It puts a stain on the title. It puts a stain on the title when you keep doing that. And you ruin the history of the title. And you make a mockery of the person holding the title. That they can't win their matches clean. Why can't you just stop being lazy for once in your life and book it correctly? Make them win the match clean. I would respect that more. I would respect that more than just have the predictability factor in it of the shenanigans. Lazy, lazy booking. Lazy. Everything to you is shenanigans. And we all know. We all know. We're not dumb here. We know Roman's going to retain the title as usual with the shenanigans. And that's a champion that you call the greatest thing on the planet. That's a champion. That's a champion. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to complain, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be complaining here. But I'm just telling you the truth as a fan. I'm frustrated like a fan. And I think it's lazy. I just think it's pure laziness that you can't book a match cleanly. Can't book a match cleanly. It's ridiculous. Then what's the purpose of investing your time in watching something that you know is going to be predictable? You know, here it comes. The ref spot. Ref gets cut out of the left on the cutting room floor. Here come Elsie. All her friends come out the bar to play, and everything else in between, and he retains the title. And that's how SummerSlam ends. Ridiculous. Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Here's another ridiculous thing. Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Now, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. This third installment of the Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes feud is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be negative here. Sorry. But I have to get my rant off my chest. This feud is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yes, Sarah, it's boring. The match is boring. You still, after all this time, after 3 installments of this whack feud, you still haven't told us why Brock Lesnar done what he did. No answer. None. Zero. And you want a wrestling fan of a wrestling fan of 3 decades to invest his time. Listen to me carefully, folks. You want me to invest my time and everyone else's time in this feud, and then you want us to do the heavy lifting for you and try to figure out why this is going on. No, that should not happen. No, that should not happen. None of that should happen. Should not happen. As a wrestling fan, I'm upset at this feud. I'm angry at this feud because it makes no sense. And you still, after all this time, after the 3rd installment, you want us to sit there and say, well, this is the greatest thing on paper, y'all. No. No. It's not the greatest thing on paper. No. Well, I think that, he did explain. He said, look at this face. No. 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 Look at his face, what? Look at his face gate? No. Back the truck up and put it back in the garage and turn the keys over to somebody who knows how to drive. No. 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 Whack, whack, whack. No. No. This is absolutely lunacy. The match is going to be lunacy. The feud is lunacy. The whole thing makes no sense psychologically. And the whole thing is whack. And as on an entertainment level, this is a 0. This is a 0. I'm sorry, this is a 0. You couldn't get a number big enough for me to even say one entertainment. This feud is a 0. Right in the basement where it belongs, and right in the clapper where it belongs. This is whack. This is whack. I've never seen anything like this before. I hope I will never see this again in my lifetime. This is disgusting. How in the world could you sit there and think that this is the most entertaining and the most compelling storyline you've ever heard? No, it's not. You must be living in a fantasy world. And I can't help you. Your mind is your mind. Your thoughts are your thoughts. And I can't do anything about it. I can't change it. I can't alter it. And no, I cannot understand it. If you feel the way you feel about this feud and you think it's great, okay, fine. To each his own. But for me, absolutely not. This feud is whack. The feud is whack, and this is whack. I agree, Earl. This feud needs to be flushed down the toilet. Yes, sir. Yes. The feud needs to go to the clapper. That's where it belongs. In the clapper. Flush the toilet several times until it has disappeared and down the drain. I don't want to see this again. I don't want to see this again. I don't want to see this again. Don't show me that again. Okay. Now, here's something that's intriguing. Here's something I'm looking forward to. Seth Rollins takes on Finn Balor. Now, this is something compelling. Now, this is something interesting. And why is this interesting, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this is interesting. Because we have some elements in this feud that I think will make it more picante spicy, ladies and gentlemen. This feud has a lot of elements to it. And here's one of the elements. Mr. Money in the Bank winner, Damian Priest. Priest has the briefcase. But now, here's a little kink in the armor. Here's a little something for you to think about as a fan. What happens if Finn Balor somehow defeats Rollins and Damian Priest is the Money in the Bank winner? How intriguing would that be? Like, what's going to pop off here? See, there's some critical elements here in this match. Even though Rollins, even though this is a pick'em, to be honest with you. It kind of like has two things on the pendulum here. It could swing either way, which I'm okay, which I'm comfortable with. On a comfortable level, I'm comfortable with it. You could either have Balor win the title and then have Priest teased about the cash in and start that wedge between him and Priest, which will be led to his ousting of the Judgment Day. Now, you could do that in the booking, and I wouldn't have any problem with that. Or you could have Balor get defeated by Rollins and he retains the title, and then Priest again teases Rollins about cashing in that briefcase. And then maybe you have Priest cost Balor again the match, and that causes even more tension between the two of them. So this is something that has a lot of moving parts to it, and it has a lot of things in the gear shift that you can play with here. So I'm not sure what's going to pop off here, but I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, this is something worth watching. Now, this is something worth watching. This is something that you could actually have potentially two different scenarios here. And I like that in the booking realm. I like that. So, good stuff. Can't wait to see this match happen. All right. My fear with the match is that Judgment Day will interfere and or distract during the match, and it will end up not being as good as it could. Yeah, well, yeah, that is true too, Sarah. I agree with that assessment as well. Yeah. I think we should have a clean finish here. I don't think we should have any shenanigans in the match. Again, like I said before, I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot stand shenanigans. It ruins the ambiance of the match. It ruins the mystique of the match, and that's all I'm saying here, folks. It's as a wrestling fan, I'm just calling it as I see it. And I'm not trying to bash WWE. I'm not trying to put them down. It's just that that's the way they always book their matches, either with distracting finishes or interference or something. It's just that the booking is lazy, and I just want to see something that's wholesome and something that's clean and pure. I mean that's not hard to ask. That's not hard to ask. I'm not asking for a lot here. I'm just asking for something that's decent so that we can hang our hat on it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, who am I? I'm just a fan, right? Um. So anyway, Asuka will take on Bianca and Charlotte for the title. Now I'll say this much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this much, and I'll say this: Charlotte can Charlotte can wrestle. Okay, Charlotte can wrestle. The problem is here, ladies and gentlemen, the girl can't sell worth a damn. She can't sell. The girl cannot sell a move to be saved her life, and that ruins her star power. Charlotte cannot sell worth a damn, and it behooves me because her father, ladies and gentlemen, her father, Ric Flair, was the greatest seller of all time. The man got the stew beat out of him and still sell the damn thing. The man is a fat. Let me tell you something. Ric Flair is so good at selling. He should sell Mercedes Benz. The man could sell his ass off. But his daughter, oh hell to the no, no, no. She can't sell a damn. And when she does that, ladies and gentlemen, it just ruins her as a wrestler because you have to have you have to have three good elements to be a good wrestler. First of all, you have to do great promo. That's the most important thing because you need to connect to the audience. So you have to have good mic skills. Okay. Then, then you have to have some athleticism to you. You gotta wrestle. You gotta know what a headlock is. You gotta know what a leapfrog is. You gotta know what a moonsault is. You gotta know what a torpe suicida is. You gotta know what an enzuigiri is. You gotta know all these things in the match, and you have to do it within what you are doing, and you're not hurting the other person. So then that's another thing. But the most critical thing in a match, ladies and the most important thing in Earl's School of Wrestling here, ladies and gentlemen, you have to sell. You have to sell, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to sell stuff. When somebody is beating the stew out of you, sell it. If I put a figure four leg lock on you, or I gave you an ankle lock, you gotta sell it. The audience wants to see some kind of emotion or action or something that they can connect with. Oh my God, he's getting the stew beat out of him. I hope he can come back in this match. He's just taking so much punishment. But look at that. Oh, he sold that DDT well. See, those are the things when you are a wrestling fan and you start talking about those things. That is when you are connecting with the audience. That is when you tug on their heartstrings. When you start seeing the wrestling fans sit up there and say, "Oh man, I hope he comes back from that man. He sold that DDT well. Did you see the way he sold that?" Ladies and gentlemen, that's the art of selling. When you got the audience hooked. But when you can't sell or you botch the move, that is when everybody jumps on you like a cheap suit. That is when everybody jumps on your back like a monkey. Oh, he didn't sell that. Oh, did you see that? He got kicked in the face and then another thing too is here's the thing. Here's another person that can't sell worth a damn. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, ladies and gentlemen, is the worst. The woman is a botch machine, and she can't sell worth a damn. And I'll give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. She was on Raw with Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler gives her a knee to the face. Now, I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. When somebody gives you a knee to the face, you're supposed to sell it. Like you have been knocked unconscious. But Ronda Rousey ruined that spot by sitting up there and smiling. No, you're not supposed to be smiling, you idiot. You're supposed to sell it. Oh my God, it's like moving sand across the ring. You can't do it. Damn, why you can't sell. Jeez, it's that hard to, here's the thing, I'm not asking for $1 million here, folks. Not asking that. I'm not asking that. All I'm asking for you to do is to sell something. Sell it. Oh, it drives me bananas when you can't sell. Oh, it drives me to drink when you can't sell. I just want to strangle the crap out of you. Not only that, but then she starts yelling at, yeah, then she started yelling at Shayna, which was ridiculous. You're supposed to sell it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, the match is gonna be okay, I guess. Oscar, I think Oscar's gonna retain. I don't see those two ladies. And here's another match. Here's another one that's really ridiculous, and I don't give two craps about. Shayna Baszler takes on Ronda Rousey. Boring. You want me to say it again? Boring. I don't care. I don't care about these two. I don't. The only thing I care about is Shayna Baszler's coming out party, which she did in Money in the Bank. That was the only best thing about Shayna Baszler. Ronda Rousey, I don't care about her. I don't. But listen, I'm not going to trounce on anyone's thought process here. Ronda can't leave the WWE soon enough. She can't do a promo. She can't do no more than maybe 3 moves and can't yeah. This run of Ronda Rousey is hideous. It's hideous. It is atrocious. The girl can't wrestle. The girl can't cut a promo. The girl can't seem to do anything. And she botches too many times in a match. And she can't sell worth a damn. Damn, that's a damn shame. But this run of Ronda Rousey has been hideous. With a capital H. Hideous. Mm-mm-mm. I don't care about this match. I really don't. I really don't. All right, so Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Judgment Day for the tag team titles, unified tag team titles. I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. I don't. Yeah, sir. Yeah, that's where it belongs. As far as the undisputed tag team titles is concerned, I don't know if this match is gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen, because Kevin Owens got injured on Raw. I don't know if they're gonna go forward with the match or not. We have to see what happens on the Go Home show this Monday night on Raw. Gunther, Gunther will take on Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a banger. Because let's just face it, ladies and gentlemen, Gunther has been dominant as the Intercontinental Champion, and his matches, his title matches, have been fire. So this is a one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. Do I see McIntyre winning the match? That's a possibility. I can see that happening. I wouldn't mind it either. So it's gonna be a good match. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. No contest. Rhea's gonna dominate Raquel and retain the title. Santos Escobar. I mean Austin Theory versus LA Knight on Santos Escobar. Yeah, so that is that. We're gonna find out who's gonna go for the United States title at SummerSlam. So we're gonna get that. Becky Lynch take on Trish Stratus. Boring. Yeah, she probably will win via shenanigans. Of course she will. Just like she did with Dominic Mysterio getting the North American title. Yes. Becky Lynch takes on Trish Stratus. Boring. Another match that belongs in the clap. First of all, I don't like the way Trish is being booked. Now I know some people would be like, "Oh, I love the way she's being booked. Oh, I think it's great. I love." Listen, to each his own. To each his own. I just don't like her promos. Her promos are whack. I don't like her promos. So I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying, but I speak the truth here. I don't like her booking and I don't like her promos at all. If you think that this is great, when she goes, "Oh, my daughter," and if I hear that thing one more time, hashtag thank you, Trish. I'm going to I swear I'm going to scream so loud that my voice is going to be dead. I'm sorry, I'm going to lose my voice. I can't stand that thing. cramming that down our throats. That hashtag thank you, Trish. I can't take that piece of her in that promo. And her heel work is not good, ladies. The heel turn was whack. This feud is whack. This is not good. This ain't good. But still, I'm not looking forward to this match. I don't care what. I'm sorry. Now this is something that's gonna be good. Logan Paul and Ricochet. That's gonna be good. I like Logan Paul and I like Ricochet. Both men are going to kill it at SummerSlam, and I think this is going to be great. I can't wait for this match. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a preview. That is a preview of SummerSlam and what you're going to see on August the 5th. Some matches are going to be interesting to watch, and some matches, well, I think it needs to be revisited. They're going to have a great match. Yes, sir, exactly. I agree with your assessment. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. That's going to do it. I was going to bring out a wrestling news, but I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to save that for Monday night. And I think I'll bring that on the Raw Watch Along, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for my show. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I had a lot of fun with this show, again, as I always do. Now, next week, ladies and gentlemen, on the Wrestling Experience, the one and the only Sarah and Tyler will be here, and they're going to help me predict SummerSlam, and they're going to help me recap AEW Dynamite. So that's all happening next Thursday here on the Wrestling Experience on August the 3rd, ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Experience. And of course, we're going to have a good time on August the 3rd, next Thursday, for the Wrestling Experience. So I hope everyone will have a great Friday morning. And I will return in cyberspace, ladies and gentlemen. I will return in cyberspace once again tomorrow night for WWE SmackDown. Join me, Tyler, Robert, and Raphael. We'll all be on the streams, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring you Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night on Fox. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a pleasant the rest of Thursday evening. Stay cool, keep safe, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, The Wrestling Experience, with your host, Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you without the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, The Wrestling Experience. Now with your host, Earl Cole.